Uh,
I used to be such a sweet, sweet thing to lay.
all right. Yeah. Let's see. Next round. Ultimate. 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 Are you ready, brother? Brother. 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 Hulk Hogan here. Hulk. I'm Hulk Hogan. At this point, I'm more like bulky, sulky Hogan. I am very fat. Steroids, when you stop using them. Did you see that porn I was in on? I didn't tell them to make it, but they made it. Boy, I feel guilty, but what are you gonna do, brother? This episode brought to you by coffee. Make it at home, put it in a cup. Nobody will know. Sure, yeah, baby. I just came from Star Hacks. Uh, what else? Brought to you by day old Taco Bell. Still good enough. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The right amount of gut feelings. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. At the shrink appointment, he said he didn't feel like I needed the pills for a whole nother month. Just only for 2 weeks, so I had to go set up to pick those up, carry on for another 2 weeks, and call it quits or see if I keep going with a higher dosage. I'm tempted to say fuck it.
What?
Definitely. Hey, we're back. Welcome back. It's Casey Jackson, America's favorite unknown comic.
I lost my new pen I got.
I was talking about. I just talked to the psychiatrist, and he's like, I don't think you need to do
Okay.
another month. I was explaining to him how I work, and he goes, he tried to go like this. He goes, well, that's my job. I says, yeah, well, that's exactly why I'm talking to you. But he was saying that based on because I was explaining to
What
him,
do
I'm
you
like, I'm
go in here?
taking this as a test trial, and I'm gauging my reaction, and also
The
he's like,
sound?
that's yeah. Apparently, the psychiatrist was a bit offended. He didn't know that I didn't. That he presumed I didn't know that was also what he was doing. It's just
What
I
are you talking?
personally don't have to go to a psychology place to be like, okay, this is what the bottle says the side effects are. I'm gonna pay attention to those specific things.
Oh, you having side effects?
Well, a little bit, but nothing I can't
Uh,
work
like a
around.
manic episode.
No, it's like stuff like my tongue feels tingly now and again, or
Uh, that's fucked up.
what you fiddling with? Screwdriver?
No, I bought a couple new pens already. I can't find the first one, so now I have to get this one so I can put the
Like
get it.
fancy pen?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, no, so the psychiatrist, that's all. He was just like, okay, I don't think you need to do it for a whole nother month, just 2 weeks. I understand what you're doing. So I was like, all right, cool. He's trying to help me get on the I want to get on the good stuff. I'm trying to get on like the Adderall, like or something like that to help myself, or Vyvanse. Vyvanse is way more expensive though.
Oh yeah.
Vyvanse be like $80 a bottle,
Oh shit.
but it's effective. The but it's a little bit different concoction and a little bit different type of more strong than Adderall.
It seems like you've been having some stuff that's made you like more mellow. Not today, but other recently.
Well, it could also be the cannabis consumption, or
Oh yeah.
just self control, or I'm not discussing something I'm frivolously passionate about.
Do you want that echo that you have right now?
No, that's natural. I have the echo turned off all the way, but here, let me mess around with this, see if that changes it.
It's not bad. It's just like a extra.
It's the microphone, but I switched it. I'm switching with the different. This one's MC. Does that change the echo? It's not an echo no more.
It's a little bit. Changes it a little bit.
Yeah, it's not an echo now. It's kind of like a puffy back turn. This is like the radio MC one, so I'll just keep it on this one for now.
The great, compelling radio voice.
Yeah, right. Compelling radio voice.
No, it's not an echo like that. It's just like a very full, loud.
No. I made it that way. It's like auditorium I was doing. Sunday.
On my mixer, it has a when I had it working before, it has a one that makes you sound like the auto-tune guy.
Auto-tune guy?
It has that.
It gives you an auto-tune voice.
Yeah. So you can sing it through it auto-tune or talk auto-tune.
That would be the pitch button. Here, I'll show you like, remember when I used to do, oh, hey, let's check in with my girlfriend.
Oh my God. Casey's still so sexy compared to you. You're just a filthy piece of white trash, JD. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I like it when I give it a slight East Coast. Get the fuck out of here. That's the female.
Yeah,
this is the male. It's like bodyguard or some shit. Hey, I just wanted to check in. This is Darrell with a T.
Yeah.
Not Dartel. Thank you. Oh, white people love that joke.
Oh, fuck. Here we go.
And then this one's the baby, but I swear it's like, what baby sounds like this? You know what I mean? Like, seriously.
And then this is the commander checking in. Boys, this is the Illuminati. We just want to make sure you're following the program. Alright, cool. All hail the light.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, that's fun like that.
That's
the
good.
Pitches.
Yeah, characters. You already got characters.
I know. I've been fucking around with them for a minute though.
They're like whole different characters.
Sure, it's fun like that. That's what I was saying before. Like if the camera was off, you were doing your like slightly Hispanic ambiguous person. No,
yeah.
Kissy not here right now. I'm the gardener.
He's the gardener.
It's funny. Yeah, there's a lot of potential what we can do. Speaking of potential, that's what this is another sponsor. Half an avocado sitting out for 2 days. Is it still good? I don't think it matters.
Oh, you just eating avocado?
Yep. But it's like joke sponsorships. It's avocado that's been sitting out for like a day.
Is it good?
Oh yeah, it still tastes like avocado. Avocado is like that. It doesn't spoil like the same way some things do.
No, it's brown, but it doesn't taste.
You know how cheese is? Certain processed cheese, more processed. Usually, the more it does this, but it'll get kind of like a hard coating, like a shell almost, if it's left in the air, like to oxygenate. That's how avocados are. They get kind of like a little slight crust on the outside, but they don't rot right away. You know what I mean? Like citrus is interesting. Citrus kind of dries out quickly.
If you put them in a bowl with like lemon, it stops them from changing color.
Avocado?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting stuff, man.
Also,
but,
they also kind of taste better because you put them in a. If you want to keep your avocado fresh, but you want to slice it before, you just put it in with lemon, and then it keeps it from turning brown and shit.
Yeah, it's that's a pH thing. That you do the similar thing with potatoes and I forget what else, but it's like oxidization.
Yeah.
That's the process. It's called oxidization. Oxygen. I don't. How the fuck? Oxygenation. Yeah.
Oxidation.
Oxidizing is the actual. That's the scientific term. It oxidizes. Like garlic, a lot of people don't know the best way and the most efficient way to get the most health out of garlic. You dice it up and then you let it sit and oxygenate for like at least 5 minutes. Because the oxygen activates stuff inside it.
Oh, it's like when you leave out a ribeye steak. does the same thing.
I imagine, like as far as letting it get its prime
Yeah,
efficiency for health.
You shouldn't cook it. No, just for the way the fat. Yeah, I don't know if that makes it more healthy or anything. That's a good thing. I don't know.
See, that's the difference between something and something else. That's like a major difference. Flavor versus if it's for flavor or for health, like maximum health efficiency is not always the same as flavor.
That's true, but
Oftentimes, for if maximum flavor efficiency, you have to eliminate almost and or entirely all health.
oh yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, like butter, for example.
Some with butter.
I love butter, but it's not. If you have a shit ton of butter in something, it's not the healthiest example.
No, I've heard there's some benefits too, though.
Moderate amounts of butter, yeah,
It's
or
how
whatever your body
how
can
it helps
tolerate.
digestion. It's not like healthy in and of itself. Obviously, you don't want to just eat butter.
God no, but people do. Fucking fat
Yeah.
asses. Fried
No.
butter. Jesus, what the fuck is wrong with some of them? Some of America is quite literally, I think, congealed in their goddamn fucking heads. Like there's so much fat inside them, it's just clouding their brain too. They're fucking clogged. Fried
heard-
goddamn fucking butter, man.
I heard these people say that fat is actually also nutrient. So a certain amount of fat is all right.
Duh, our brains are made of fat, but good kind of fat, like fatty tissue and fatty acids and fatty like good shit. Omega fats specifically.
Why everybody's cooking with olive oil? It actually has health benefits.
That's in saturated fat category. Yeah, your oils are forms of saturated fats to an extent. You hit a certain point, then it's just an oil for I forget what they go into, a different category. It's all about cooking temperature. At what temperature does it become? So like olive oil, for example, if you overheat it, it actually becomes like not even healthy, like almost more dangerous because of like what it does to the fat levels. It's weird.
It tastes bad too. It burns.
It can, yeah.
Yeah, you can't deep fry or something like that with olive oil.
Oh, I don't think
You just-
olive oil. No.
Just put it in a pan with like a stir fry. Just make it,
Usually olive oil. Yeah. Usually, what you're doing when you get to the deep fry status, that's like your heavy. That's your vegetable oils, your corn oils.
yeah, I don't use much of those.
Yeah, I wouldn't use most of those in my day-to-day life neither, because those are the ones that are like not even healthy.
But I use delicious butter.
I
put it
I live and die by butter. I have no issue. I would not want to give up butter in my life.
No, I wouldn't want you to. I'd be upset if you did.
Yeah, man, and I'd be a fucking uptight, prude-ass fucking vegan if I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn vegans miss out on butter.
Like my set I did. Did you like that?
Which one?
The one I just sent you. The one you were playing.
For the folks at home. Hey, let's check in. Are the children around? Hey, children. You know what time it is? It's Uncle Casey's fun time. All right, and everybody's favorite comedian, Uncle Casey's gonna perform for you, children. You like that? All right, children, that's good. Let's play some of Casey's comedy, and then we can discuss it.
Oh, you want to hear it, and then you're gonna tell me what you liked about it?
Children, does that sound like a good idea? All right, I think so, maybe. But while we're doing that, and you see Casey's working on his set list, he's gonna figure out. He's gonna outdo one said Bruce Bennick.
No, what?
He's gonna outdo Bruce one said Bruce Bennick.
Sure. Yeah,
And-
I kind of.
You're gonna have him shivering and quivering and afraid to even tell his first joke ever. But get it? Because I'm saying he doesn't tell jokes. Hey, all right, children, ready? Oh wait, hey. Oh, good. The audience liked that one. Okay, yeah, I was joking. Bruce don't tell jokes. But, okay, speaking. All right, kids, you ready to listen to some Casey?
Meet formally. Pleasure. Hello.
Pretty nice.
Hey, I like that joke. That was a good joke, Jason. My set is just appreciation for other people's jokes. You know?
Beautiful
It's
line.
like a nightly recap.
Let's pause it. Right.
Yeah. Little self-absorbed, if you ask me. I think I'm a...
I like that line because it's improv line.
Casey,
So the reason why
pause it.
the reason why I like that line is because when you say it's like about other people's jokes, it's something that nobody would say as a planned line. It's just an improv line, but it takes all the pressure off of me to make it about.
You know those people that they can't wait to tell you about this band you never heard of, and then you get in their car with them, and then they're gonna turn it on, and they put their favorite from that group even on. You know those, and then they don't stop talking over the music. That's kind of how I feel right now.
Okay.
Would you interrupt yourself during your own set when you had a live audience member, Casey?
That's true, but I'm just trying to write another set.
I know what you're up to right now. That's why I told the children. And then I know what I'm up to. I was taking. We could talk about your set after we hear your set.
Yes, sir.
If we
Sorry.
pause it, I mean, I'm just saying. If I had to pause it every time, that means I got to stop eating while I'm enjoying the comedy.
Oh, all right. Yeah, you're right. My comedy is so good, I shouldn't interrupt it.
I mean, not every time.
No, you're right.
Don't get full of yourself now, Mr. Hollywood.
It was fun though. We did a set there at the Water Wheel. That's a place called the Water Wheel in Ballard, which is kind of a happening spot right now. And then when it was done, it was like, I think it was maybe 10, which is like past the time of 10, after 10:15, and we thought we would do maybe try to do a double dip at Jake's mic down in Kent. But it's about a 40-minute drive. And then Andy just texted Jake and was like, "You still going?" He goes, "Yeah, if you guys get down here fast, you can do a set." So we drove from Ballard to Kent. You know, isn't that where you live, down in Kent? Or Tukwila or something?
I live about maybe a minimum of 2,000 miles more or less away from there.
No,
I live in a 2 states down from there.
No, I didn't say live. I said lived when you lived.
You mean
here.
where the Studio Studio HH is? Yeah, the Studio HH is in Tukwila. About approximately 15 minutes away from the 907.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's true.
A hop, skip, and a jump from the highway to get just about everywhere.
Yeah, we got on
405 and I-5. Both highways connect very close by.
I-5. We got on I-5.
Walking, like the Studio HH is hot real estate. It's walking distance from South Center Mall, which is the #1 mall for 2 things I like to point out. Number 1, domestic gun violence. And
definitely.
Number 2, it within a large proximity, just short of, I think it's as far as Silverdale Mall. It's like the largest accessible mall for getting all your mall needs fulfilled, including a theater.
Yes, I've been to the theater, yes. Many times as a child, I was there.
The AMC at South Center Mall specifically?
I've been there many times over the years. Yeah, I saw The Godfather 3 there.
I don't think the South Center Mall was around when you were a kid.
Yeah, that one that's little off of South. It's in the parking lot, but it's not It's not in the mall, but it's like out over there a little bit.
I guess you're older. You're young.
Yeah, it's been around.
That would make you younger or older than I thought.
Around in the 90s, early 90s at least. Even
South
before.
Center Mall. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that was not. That was like a parking lot tops in the 70s.
Oh, no, I wasn't there in the 70s. I was there about 1990, I would say.
Because South Center Mall is kind of one of the newer malls, I think.
Yeah, it was there. It was there around 1990, 89 to 90, 91. But I don't know how it was built.
I think I would say if I were to judge it, I'm closer. It's the condo, the Studio HH as I call it. It's closer to Kent than it is Ballard. But it is like you could get to Ballard pretty easily from it, but Ballard you'd have to go pretty far too.
I did it
because you have to go over to the north side of Seattle to get to Ballard. Like people don't know Seattle like I know Seattle. I call that north side.
It is the north side. You're correct.
Well, to the ones that know, but Casey, you and I are irregular these days.
Oh yeah, you're right. I guess kind of. It's like
if it ain't slut, they don't give a fuck.
It's like northern Seattle, north. It's not quite north, but it's north. It starts to get north.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I call it North Side for a reason.
It's close to my house in Bothell, which is definitely north.
Oh yeah, Bothell is in its own zone.
I used to think
Bothell
Jake.
ain't no Seattle to me.
I was thinking Jake's mic was too far to go to, but it's really once you figure it out, it's not hard to get to at all, especially at night.
You and Andy hitting your fucking lead foot. I'm sure you could shovel ass get there pretty quickly. You hit the highway pretty close up a Ballard too, so it's not that difficult.
Yeah.
Or you could go the underzone way and take the money passage, but I wouldn't in this case.
Yeah, actually, I can go by Jason's on Rainier, and you can just cruise down the back roads without getting on the freeway and get to Kent pretty easy. Also at night.
Oh, that's the back way. Yeah, that's the walking route, as I would call it.
Oh,
Long
yeah.
ass walk home though. Talk about a long walk home.
Yeah, so we went down there. The crowd doesn't pay attention much, but it's like a place to try out shit because who gives a shit? They're like sitting at the bar and they're not paying attention.
What do you think the reasoning that they don't? Is it because the crowd's not there for comedy? It's like a local bar crowd.
Yeah, or we're not that good or something. Or
Well,
that's
it's not. No, I wouldn't judge it off of you personally unless you go there every week.
No, if you're real good, they'll pay attention.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean in general. So like, okay, a person I would go off of is like I know Jake well enough and know his comedy, and I personally like it more than ever.
Yeah, it's good.
But he's the person that if it was a regular for the comedy night, there's a difference. Like there's a bar regular at a bar that you find's a good jam, and they might appreciate the comedy now and again, but usually they're just there after work.
Yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah, different at the Water Wheel. Everyone comes for most people are there for the comedy.
Yeah, like this place out here, it's at a place called Boomtown Brewery on Monday nights, right? And initially, it was literally just this place that Home Dude worked at, and he was sick of having to drive so far or not being able to drive at all for comedy, especially because he liked to drink, but he couldn't drink for work kind of a thing. So he just decided one day, he started his own, like a mic at the place he works. So it's a Boomtown Brewery mic after like his thing. So he works it into his shift schedule. So he's after.
There's one of my gags to do on the show.
What's that?
That's one of the gags I'm going to do on the show.
What is?
This. Try something.
Say what?
Nick cracks me up. Stop! You're making me. I can't drink my drink because you said something so funny.
Oh well, I was saying. So anyway, initially the crowd there wasn't much, and it was literally just because of
But I can't drink my
It
drink.
was initially just because he was just doing it right, but then after a while, now comedians actually go to this one, even though it's a bucket draw, because of the fact that it has a real legit audience now, which is the clientele of the restaurant.
Cool.
Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So I get the gist of what you're saying. Jake's show is more like what you're saying. It's like.
Yeah, when you say something, sometimes it's too funny, and then I fucking choke up my water. So it's a little bit of a problem. Something I have to work on.
I feel like if you went every week to Jake's mic, it might turn out a crowd eventually.
Oh, maybe. Sure.
I feel like you and Andy have that kind of crawl and power, like strength.
Andy's getting strong. He's working on some good new bits. I like the way he's handling stuff.
And when I say this, I'm not saying like you should host shit. I'm just talking about as like just known regular comics that are always there.
Yeah, that's true. But then again, also I have to manage in laziness. Something I have to incorporate into my ambitions. I got to make sure to take care of that.
Well, there's no room for lethargy in this situation.
There is, because you have to think of the next day. I mean, because the next day.
In this situation, you just stomach it all and just do the drive.
Yeah, but if you don't want to, or if you want to do something the next day, you got to get to bed.
I'm not suggesting this is a way of life for you or Andy or myself even.
No, I mean, you're right. You just push through most of the time. It's good.
Yeah, this is what the old men would say, a young kid's game or something.
No, it's good to do 2 sets in a night because you actually get a very double the impact on what you just did. You can actually work on it right away. You know what I mean? You don't have to wait till the next time.
Now you're starting to understand exactly why I wanted you to come down to LA.
Yeah, bro. I'm okay.
You can
bro.
do like any day of the week, just about. I can get you to at least a minimum of 3 different mics.
All right. Okay, so anyway, let's go back to the set you're playing. I won't talk through it.
Oh, are you capable of that? Because I was about to go out and smoke, and I have to use my phone for that, so that's why I have to.
Oh, do whatever you want to do. I'm just trying to come up with my goal for tonight is I want to have the first line be very funny. It's something I feel like I need to do. At the town pub, they have short attention span, and it seems a lot of my sets they go well when the first line makes them laugh, and so I sort of like that style, where you don't go, "How y'all doing?" No. How are y'all doing tonight? The first line or the first thing. I like asking. Actually, you know what I liked from the set? I liked when I said, "Hey, do you guys like cryptocurrency?" Because so many people react negatively, or it's just a funny thing to ask. I think it's like something people don't want to talk about or they don't want to get into. Like it's too fucking much for their head. So the very act of asking that question is funny. So if you right away,
Cyanide.
oh yeah, that's the line that I like. That
I heard all the way up until then you were getting back into your war material, and I was excited to hear it. But then I switched out. But that was before we were recording. Now we're recording. I understand why you want to talk about what was going on in your head and in the situation, but I also want to hear it all the way through. And then technically, the best way to do it, now that my head's working efficiently, we would listen to it all the way through. Then we'd start from the beginning, and then that's when you would be like, okay, pause here. This is what and we can discuss it.
Okay,
it's
yeah.
Just, like you don't realize, like I wanted to just hear it as an audience member first, because usually I haven't heard it yet.
All right, I thought you'd already listened to it.
I know, and technically I had it because you knew, like I was literally listening right before we went live in it, and like yeah.
Well, play that war joke so you can see if you like it or not.
Well, I'm gonna play the whole set, but that way, then when we discuss it, I'll go on my phone and I can smoke. You sound like fucking Shakes the Clown, man.
Yeah, exactly. Some kind of scumbag who smokes.
I can meet formally. Hello. Casey. Hi. Hey, I like that joke. That was a good joke, Jason. My set is just appreciation for other people's jokes. You know? It's like a nightly recap. Yeah. A little self-absorbed, if you ask me. I think I'm a little self-absorbed. Like I wrote a couple pages of jokes that I was going to say, and I go, that's a little self-absorbed, isn't it? You know, it's kind of selfish. Yeah. Yeah, I went to a open mic, and that's a different one, a few months ago, and I forgot a joke. And then the other day I went back there, and my first line was, okay, I remembered the joke. See, a little self-absorbed. Porn. You're the porn expert over there? You guys like porn? Yeah? Anybody? There you go. You don't have to. You can admit it, but you don't have to make it up. You're gonna go to hell for that, though. I don't know who goes to hell. But... anyway, I was protesting porn the other day by watching it. You know the best way to protest? Yeah. And have you ever seen, you know porn a lot, you seem like the guy who knows it. You ever seen the sites with the guys and the ladies who are fetishizing the mask? Woo!
They got that?
Yeah. Yeah, they like fucking suck each other while they wear masks and stuff. Which you can do at home, by the way, if you want. But anyway, I'm not into it. I decided right away when this started that I will wear the mask, for the utility, But, I draw the line at assless chaps for safety. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do it if they implement assless chaps for safety. Actually, I'll do it for just like 2 years and a few months. But after that, I'm not going to be happy about it. Yeah, exactly. You guys like the cryptocurrency? I know over there, huh? Yeah, let's open up a broad, sweeping, wide-ranging talk on cryptocurrency that I can do in the next 2 minutes.
Let's do it.
No, I don't know shit about it. No, I'm trying to pick up things though, and me and my girlfriend both, we sat down yesterday and we had a long talk about what we both know about cryptocurrency, and we both decided that the best option is to eat cyanide. You know? Just to eat a whole bunch of cyanide. You know, when I wrote that joke, I was like, oh wait, cyanide sounds like a new coin. You know? You know, the new cyanide coin? You know? But I'm a kind of an old-fashioned guy. I prefer physical cyanide. You know what I mean? Fiat cyanide, if you will. Fiat cyanide? Fiat cyanide. I'm convinced that if I repeat that enough, eventually it will become hilarious. You know? There it is. See, okay, so. Yeah, thank you. On war. Let's get back to war, all right? Anyway, I was going up on a mic the other day, and like 10 seconds before I went up, some of my friends sometimes try to help you, you know? And so I was just about to go up, and he was like, hey, look at my phone, you know? And then it was a map of America with a whole bunch of little dots on it. And I was like, what's that? He goes, oh, those are proposed Russian nuclear bomb sites in America. Anyway, enjoy your set. Anyway, I talked with him after, and he sent it to me, and I was like, hey, so what's the source on that? You know, and he goes, oh, no source. I don't have
Fox News.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, no problem. That's how news works now. Send it in to CNN and InfoWars, Fox News, exactly. There's an unlimited market for horrendous, horrifying shit now, so they'll scoop it up. All right, thanks a lot. Have a good time.
Damn, sounds like the children really enjoyed your set.
Kids loved it.
Damn, they really 3 cheers, man. Three whole rounds of it, man.
Two, and I
It
was like,
was-
"Fuck, that it?" And then they waited a little bit. They waited, and then they go, boom, another wave of laughter.
I think it's because lately the foster home for imaginary children's they've been taking them to the ball games lately. So I think that they got the wave, and I think they've taken to the cheering wave.
I think they think you've trained them real good. Like you have them there and they're trained.
Oh no. I'm just rent them for the hour or by the hour. I do not lay
okay.
claim to any of the orphanage. This is the lovely non-aborted Children of Texas Orphanage Academy of Children. Right, children?
I love the name. What's that? The lovely orphanage of Texas children of children.
Yes,
Children-
the lovely orphanage for imaginary non-aborted children of Texas.
Of Texas of children. Again.
Right.
Again at the end.
At some point, it becomes an unpronounceable acronym. Yes.
I feel like my comedy is for the kids. You know?
I feel like the children approve. I'm not opposed to that concept.
I feel like I'm getting good at my comedy, and one part is like not making sure to not be too funny. You know, like there's a limit to how funny. You shouldn't be like too funny. You don't want to overdo it.
That's like similar. What's the Norm Macdonald? How he would say, you know what Norm Macdonald would be like?
I know. I've heard of Norm Macdonald.
He'd say, it don't matter that you're smart, play stupid anyway. So in your sense, it don't matter that you're super hilarious, be moderately hilarious anyway.
Yeah.
That's basically what I heard in my head when you said what you just said.
No, I try to like put a damper on the funny, you know, instead of just kind of keep it conversational, and there's some funny parts, but don't be too funny. Don't overdo it. You know?
I know. One sec. Is it making an echo? I'm curious.
A little bit. I heard something. I heard my voice.
Yeah, so
backwards.
this is kind of give you an example of what it happened the other day. But this is because I logged into my phone so I could go smoke, just so you know.
I understand.
Like it'd be
Sure.
real bad right now.
Yeah. Bye. You're back, dude.
I never left, but it's gonna cause echoes if.
You left for a second. Now you're back. It just sounds a little different now, but that happens.
It's back to normal now because I'm away from the other one.
You know what would make comedy a lot easier if you just did the same set you did and then just did that again.
What that was what just occurred just now is
Yeah,
called
just do it again, but just like a different version of it.
So like because they're in the same place, the mic creates a feedback loop.
Okay.
But
I don't hear
a
that.
feedback loop for your stand up isn't a bad thing.
I got to turn it back up so I can hear you.
Or I gotta turn mine up. No, mine's max.
I hear you.
Mine's
better.
max. You can't hear me as well.
No, but I hear you better now. I turned the sound up.
Right, I'm on the phone. Oh man, my knee's messed. I don't want to say it out loud though.
You're what?
Nothing. Just my knees messed for some reason. It messed. It's like weird.
Your knee
I got
hurts?
the jokes I'm working on about it. You know the what life is a roller coaster, but your body is like the cart. And like when you turn 30, after 30, it's like the wheels get less effective, kind of stuff like that. I don't know. I haven't worked it out entirely.
I liked your cathartic catheter. The cathartic is too close to.
Oh, we can talk about my comedy after we discuss yours, though. I think I agree with what you're saying, though, but I liked it because you've already improved on your order.
Huh?
Like when you tell that joke that you told, if anyone listened to the previous episode, they can hear it because it's the same joke, but you added to the order. You made it more effective.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I really like that joke too, the war joke, but I feel like you called it up just from memory because you're working on it, but I don't think you should ever end with it. It's a great joke, but I don't think it's a good joke to end your set on ever.
Oh yeah. The war.
Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I don't have the end of it that good. The part where I say
No, I mean, it's whatever. You kind of stomped on your own delivery of it a little, I felt.
Yeah, exactly. A couple times I talked into their laughter. I'm usually pretty good at not doing.
And then what you were saying before, that's true. What at the beginning of the set when you called attention to it, the only downside is for anyone like me, since I wasn't there, I didn't hear the joke that the host said. So that's kind of an inside reference that you did well on, like playing off of, but I wouldn't unless I knew what the host had said. But then otherwise, what you said right after that was a good thing.
The host said, "I've never met this guy, but I'm looking forward to meeting him formally." And then when I got up, I shook his hand. I was like, "Okay, now we can meet formally. Nice to meet you." You know, because it's a funny thing to introduce yourself to someone while they're hosting you, because everybody's usually so professional. I was like, "Hi, nice to meet you." And
yeah.
then,
So that's good. Situational introduction though. But I think you could open with that just fine. If you wanted to, like tonight.
Open with the war joke?
You could, yeah, but I think that's a good middle joke. But
it's good as an intro because the joke is about opening.
If your whole set's gonna be about war, it's a good intro joke.
Yeah, it's good because it's also the joke is about the beginning of a set.
Otherwise, it takes approximately, I want to say, like 2 minutes to tell that whole joke, and so it's a good middle joke in my opinion.
I don't think it takes that long. Another thing I could do also is leave out the part where I say he sends it to me afterwards. And
the thing about your jokes, it's the length of time. So it's dependent on when you're telling the joke itself, the way you're feeling yourself telling the joke. So like sometimes you take longer pauses. Sometimes you have an in there. Sometimes there's a you know what I mean. So dependent on those, the timing is a little different, which is fine.
It is.
That's called dramatic flair as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Also, I like in the joke in that joke when I say "have a good set." That's the punchline where I get a big laugh, and I could
Yeah.
just as well actually end the joke there. I don't have to do that next part. Actually, I could leave that out. I considered it because that next part doesn't always work as good. The send it
If you
into
use that as the punchline, it could be an ender joke. As
yeah
long as you end on literally saying "have a good set" and you really emphasize that at the end of that would be great. That would probably get a lot of
yeah
laughs
better as the
because you
first.
just performed your set.
It's
So
yeah.
provided the set went well, ending it like that is beautiful.
I like the joke though, 'cause
Especially if you make it in the moment every time, so you act like it just happened. And theoretically, that would be a great way to end it tonight since Bruce goes up after you.
oh sure yeah, that's true. It also works as the first joke though.
But I think the punch is great, and it's a secondary if you give a nod to Bruce seeing him about to go up, like "fuck you, but I love you" kind of a thing.
Sure. Also,
Like, because that'll slam, I bet you, if you land it.
the part where I say, what's the source? He's like, oh, no source. That usually gets a big laugh too. So, but
Oh yeah, no, I love that.
yeah.
I think it's great. The CNN stuff is hilarious.
I don't want to sound like I'm roasting Bruce before he comes up. It's not.
Well, it is whatever. As far as I'm concerned, I'm just implying. Otherwise, it's a good middle joke because it's funny, but it's got like a wave to it.
Yeah, but if you end up to have a good set, then the joke itself takes less than a minute.
The only thing you want to do for sure, if you're actually putting attempt into it, you want to make sure you end on a laugh. That's it. That's the only rule of thumb, really.
Yeah.
It's better to land on a laugh than a groan.
Yeah.
I mean, a groan will still be memorable, so that's good too. It's better to land on anything at all, but the way you want to start is strong. The way you want to end is strong.
Yeah. That's true.
That's the rule of thumb. Like, okay, so especially when someone introduces you, like they don't know you, especially if they don't know you. But that's a good example for you. That's the way, like this guy told me a while back now, years. He said, literally every mic you go to, once you're introduced, you have 30 seconds to tell a really good joke. He said, otherwise, most people, you already lost their attention.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
And especially, even if they don't know you, if they do know you, though, especially also.
Oh, yeah, either way. Yeah. Actually,
but
it's
I
better.
think you have a lot of good.
It's better to assume they don't know you, actually. Because then you start getting popularity based on people knowing you and liking you. You should always assume that the crowd doesn't seen you before. That's how I think.
But you have a lot of good, like for opening material, you have a lot you could work with.
Oh yeah, I always have something different and unique to start with. There's something that makes it kind of authentic or takes the pressure off or something like that.
I mean, you got to gauge it sort of maybe based off the audience in a way. See what, like you're kind of middle down the list, it looked like, or something, maybe a little further. So then you'll have a good idea of what the audience is like when you get up. You'll know who left. You'll know who's still there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like realistically, the smarter comic, the way they would play the scene is that they would know, especially the comics, and have references in their material ready to go so that they could get relatability on their side. I'm learning how it works. The niches, little tricks.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Like tonight when I go on stage, I know
you should actually watch. You should actually watch all the for you. I always do better when I do that, but sometimes I don't do it. Sometimes I go outside. I shouldn't do that. I should stay there and watch. Because sometimes you'll come up with jokes right in the next 10, 15 minutes. 10-15 minutes before you go up, there'll be something real obvious to say, and you'll miss it if you're not watching.
As long as you can do it without losing your material in its own.
Oh no, you can come up with material 10-15 before you go up. Sometimes.
I mean, like if you come up with material based on somebody or something like in the house, and then they leave, that fucks you.
Oh sure, yeah, that's true. That does happen.
I've seen that multiple times. Like someone gets up, like, damn, I had something hella funny. Or what's worse, and I've done this mistake. I've mistaked this a few times. But like when you call attention to the fact that the person's not there, that's just a waste of time.
Oh yes, yeah.
Unless it's a really good rip on a person that's known, like a comic rip.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at doing that. I did the set at 9:07, and there was this lady in the front row, and somebody asked someone if she was vaccinated. Andy did, I think, and then I was like, "Oh, I got a perfect joke." And then I go, "Oh, I gotta wait 12 people. She might be gone by then." But then when I came up, she was still there, and then I was like, I know something about you. I know that you've had anywhere from 0 to 5 million booster shots." And then she's like, "You don't know." And I go, "I do know. I know you've had exactly between 0 and 5 million booster shots. I absolutely know." And she's like, "You don't know
With
for
all
I go,
100% certainty.
yes." And I go, "Okay, you've had 5 million and one booster shot. All right, fine."
Well, I think that's the hilarity if you're telling it as a joke. That's very TJ Miller-esque. Like
Yeah.
TJ Miller takes the ridiculous stuff that people say to him and then he adds on super fucking like he would overemphasize like if that was the real story. So
Yeah.
like you don't know that, and then you would like layer on like the concept of either A, she's had 5,001, or B, that she's had negative. Somehow she withdrew
Oh, yeah,
her own
negative.
blood.
You're like, you may be the rare. Oh, that's a funny line. You may be the rare person who's had negative booster shots. So you're you know what's funny
Yeah.
now? People are there's two crowds I saw on the same night, and they asked people if they were vaccinated, and nobody applauded. So I go, "Oh, it's turned around. The people who've got vaccinated are ashamed now." I go, "Society's shifting."
I'm here. I'm just making coffee.
I said,
Making coffee.
I was in front of two crowds that I saw on Monday, and they two different comics asked people if they were vaccinated, and nobody in the crowd applauded. So I go, "Oh, it's turned now. People are ashamed to admit that they got vaccinated." I go, "Society's turned." Actually, it never occurred to me. I go, they think that they'll be blamed for all the problems. It's the opposite. Instead of you're going to be blamed for causing all the health, now people who got vaccinated are they're not proud now. They're not like, "Yay, I got vaccinated." It's changed. It's all different now.
Making coffee.
To me, that's actually an interesting success.
With the Caseinator, making coffee.
Don't you think that's a thing, though?
Do you get that reference? The SNL sketch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob Schneider.
What was that? Rob Schneider?
Yeah.
Making copies. He was just being the annoying guy at the office.
He's a genius, man.
You know what I'm talking about, don't you? You know the SNL from the 90s.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm making coffee. What are you doing? Making coffee.
Did you know?
I get what you're saying, though. The vaccine.
Did you know that I a music show? You know the band Heart?
Heart? Yeah, they live in the Pacific Northwest.
They used to, or they do, or something. But anyway, they're
The remaining members, including both sisters, still live in
That's
Washington.
not the point. Anyway, I was at a rock show, and then the opening band, there was this pretty blonde singer. She was real good. I can't remember the name of the opening band. Singer was
It was a
real
Heart
good.
concert?
Yeah, they had like an opening band. You know, like bands open for bands. Like they
Yeah.
it was also Joan Jett, etc. You know Joan Jett, I Love Rock and Roll, Put Another Dime in the Jukebox, Baby.
The Runaways?
Joan Jett and the Heartbreak, the Black Hearts. Joan Jett and the Black Hearts.
That's her current band. You're thinking Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, but no, her original band would be the Runaways.
Oh yeah, but they were
Cherry
called
Bomb.
Black Hearts, right? Black Hearts.
She's my cherry bomb.
Oh yeah, yes, exactly, yes.
The
Anyway,
Runaways.
yeah, but anyway, the first artist. Can you just finish my story? Would that be all right?
Yeah, give me a second. You can finish it, but it's gonna echo you for a second.
Anyway, the opening band, I can't remember their name, but there was a blonde singer, and she was real good. And then I Googled it to find out who they are, and it's Rob Schneider's daughter. It's not even a good story. Anyway, she has and I actually went, I went, whoa, Rob Schneider's the last guy I would expect to have a hot daughter.
To fill folks in at home. Oh, holy shit! Robbie Schroeder is. I don't know if he's currently still watching, but we actually had Robbie Schroeder comment the Dream Team. Look at that. We actually legitimately had one of our known associated. Oh, Robbie's still here. He said the punchline is Rob Schneider's daughter.
Yeah.
Based on what you said, that's good. And what's up, Robbie?
Thank you, Robbie. You're
it's
right.
Cool. He's
All
about
right.
to get his day going. Can you see comments on the phone?
Yeah, I can click over there as long as I click on it.
Yeah, he'll be right back. Casey's got a learning curve. He's finally figured out how to do the audio on his computer, which is good. But now he's got to figure out why the system he uses is a laptop. But he's got to figure out why the camera isn't popping on it. He said he's sick of all the wires. I was laughing. I got my shit running out of this little mixer, and then it can do up to 2 mics. If I can get another person. And we're back, children. Everybody's favorite uncle.
I'm sorry I left the studio. Now I'm back in the studio.
Dude, the children were about to riot.
I'm glad that I'm back in the studio by pressing a button.
Also,
and now
the children thought it was crazy magic that you just poof disappeared. They were freaking the fuck out.
Well, luckily I'm back in the studio now. Because this is a studio. It's a studio. It's a studio. Studio. Whoa. These children don't know my name. Just the same. Studio.
Robbie says I got work in like an hour. I just peeped the previous stream of you and Casey and Andy. Yeah, he's catching on.
Wow, he's got a lot of cool comments. I'll see Casey tonight at the Belltown open mic. Maybe. Outdoor studio is pretty fancy. A sus studio.
Yeah, suspect.
Don't be coming on here being all witty and funny and shit.
Oh,
we don't put up,
right.
We don't put up with that shit over here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we don't done there. This is our, I think it's cool though. Like if you want to do that set for tonight, that sounds pretty smart. I think you got it together.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the other commentary was when you're talking about the bitcoins, because you wanted to talk about your thinking pattern on that joke. So what did you want to talk about with that joke? What you were thinking about?
Huh?
Yeah. I don't know who Casey is either. It's John Holmes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm John Holmes, the famous pornographic actor from Los Angeles.
Yeah. And I'm Busta Rhymes.
His name was Long John Holmes because his penis was very long.
Yeah, and then it's a tragic end to his life story. His dick ended up being fried in a deep fryer.
Oh yeah, I guess he had problems with AIDS.
No, they started calling it Long John Silver's now.
Oh no, that's a different guy. He was a black guy.
Yeah, right. I'm just.
It was Long Dong Silver. Long Dong.
As improv, baby.
Oh, we got 3 new comments from Robbie Schrader. Let's see what he says.
Sure.
Josh Holmes. I don't know who Casey is. Just say this set is linked to the blockchain.
Yeah, the blockchain. You know the blockchain?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Anyway, what was your thinking with the Bitcoin? You were saying because of cyanide, and then you were joking, but you're like, I prefer physical cyanide.
Yeah, physical cyanide rather than digital cyanide. It's just a dumb reference. It's not even that good.
I was just thinking about rat poison, which isn't cyanide. Cyanide's usually faster, but if you did cyanide through apple seeds, for example, it's a very, very, very slow and very difficult.
Just the idea that for some people who are old and don't want to learn it, the idea of learning crypto coin, when you start to get into it, you'd rather just eat a pill that kills you instead. That seems like a better option.
Well, like old Germans would understand what you're talking about. Also, old Russians too, because they still have a tooth that they can pop out, filled with just enough poison to kill them quickly.
Oh, sure. Oh, they got the poison inside the tooth?
Yeah. And the Japanese people still sharpen their teeth as well.
Right. Yes, Hitler did himself in that way, I guess.
I don't know. That might be debatable. Some might say it was the unchecked syphilis that has a
Oh.
tendency to destroy a man's mind, onset by maybe a little bit too much of the good stuff. And by good stuff, I mean intravenous heavy amounts of methamphetamine mixed with opium.
I don't know. Everybody
And
spreads
some
rumors.
special like cocktail on top of that with some like fucking. He was on God's drug.
Well, near the end there, when they're surrounding you, about to kill you, I wouldn't blame you. That'd be a good time to get high.
Oh, the peak of paranoia.
Yeah, it's paranoia when they're surrounding you and they're about to kill you.
That's when it starts becoming justified.
Yes.
See, all around me.
But if it's
I was touching you for years. See some.
right, but justified paranoia is no longer paranoia.
And Hitler's doctor's like, bro, we get it. Yeah, but they're at least real people. There aren't aliens and demons. It's only a matter of time. You will see.
Well, he was with Eva Braun, and they both decided to do it.
Yeah. She's smart. She lived with me.
I think I think she ate the poison first, and then he did afterwards, or he maybe shot himself or something. I can't remember.
Either way, I was more. So what's your general idea with the joke is what? Digital versus physical?
That rather than learning about Bitcoin, we'd rather kill ourselves because that's a better option. That's the joke.
Robbie says, "Yep, Hitler's doctor definitely said, bro. Welcome. Yes, that's true. We only state facts on this show. 100% legitimate facts on this show. That's it.
I learned
Don't
that
ever tell yourself otherwise. That's why it's called learning to lie. The most effective way to learn to lie is always tell facts. Verifiable.
My phone's gonna go dead soon. I'm just a little warning.
Oh, that's good. You should plug it in.
No, I need to get off the phone.
You want to go now? Okay, then we'll talk about mine.
Okay.
My jokes, from last week are still the same. Oh, I was gonna discuss my real life. I was gonna talk about how I had a nickname in college, Mr. Goodnight.
Nice, bro.
But I was thinking you could play around with that concept, Mr. Goodnight. But I was gonna say just like it's like a whole thing, like a Dane Cook style thing, where it's like all hypersexualized, so it's like just for the ladies.
This is
like,
fun. I'm glad
you should be called Mr. Goodnight as what you're thinking. Well, probably what you're, and then so like the punchline is somewhere around saying like that they get a good night's sleep.
That is pretty good.
Because then it's playable with like the concept of roofies and other hypno. Because I'm white boy. So,
I love roofies.
Some people do. Some people prefer not.
They're fine.
Some people like to remember the trauma. It builds character. You know what I'm saying? Some people actually prefer to remember the trauma.
The what?
Some people prefer to remember the trauma. Actually, they think it builds. They feel it builds strong character.
Yeah, you got to be present, as they say. It's important to be present.
You know who I feel real bad for, though?
It's important to be present in your own rape.
Well, thank you for saying the word officially. For those that we were doing well at not officially saying that word, but yes, Casey, that is what the joke was being built upon. Yes.
Yeah. Well, rape is a thing that happens, and it's good to raise awareness.
Yes. But I'd rather go back to the illusion.
I'd rather rape.
Well, that's
no, sorry.
You stomped on the punchline where it was headed.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's fine.
I gotta know to follow your
heading
lead.
Somewhere.
I gotta follow your lead for the punchlines. You have a better flair.
I was going somewhere. You picked up on it.
I went too far.
I doubt that very much, Casey.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is, some people prefer to remember the trauma because it builds character.
Yes, it's good to be present.
I feel more bad.
It's very California to be in the moment and be present.
Yeah, but for me, I feel more bad for the person that's the in this case the victimizer. I think is that the official term. It's not quite like heat miser. What do they call them? As you would say, the rapist. So the therapist, that person, you feel bad for them.
You're right. I would
because
call them the rapist, but that's
They're-
just me. I use the.
I feel bad for them because neither do they get the character building because they're doubtfully traumatized, and also, they don't get the option not to remember. They will always remember what they did.
I don't
You
know.
almost feel bad for
Always
them.
is a long time. There's probably people who've forgotten that their abuse.
Once the alcoholic dementia kicks in, or the years of prolonged pill abuse.
Okay, now this is a little negative now.
No, this is the highlight of the end of life when it comes to frats and
This is good stuff.
bro crime mentality. Bill Cosby, he's doing pretty good these days on the outs.
No, he's a little old. He's a little bit old.
Just a little bit. Only
So
a
it's pretty
teensy.
hard to be Bill Cosby. He probably can barely move around or anything.
Damn, dude. Yeah, no, he's bordering on the wheelchair.
I don't know what's going on with him. He's either a serial rapist or he's framed. He was just framed.
I think a little of each, little sprinkling of both, a little salt, little pepper. But he
So he's a framed rapist.
I think a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, but he's all confirmed. He's not.
Now is rape the salt or is rape the pepper?
It's debatable, but I think in his case he's pepper, so the rape's the salt. But maybe not.
That sucks for the lady in Salt and Pepper. The salt one. She's like, I'm a rapist, I guess. So
it's kind of why the commercial never made it to air for Cosby's ongoing tour. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Bill Cosby back on stage.
You're on fire right now, man. This is what you need to do. This is your next set. You just need to riff on Bill Cosby.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. It's kind of
You
beating
know?
a dead horse. I was saying he's still married, though. He's a confirmed married man still.
I like that Norm Macdonald bit where he says, that the worst part about Bill Cosby was that he was a hypocrite. And he goes, "Can you really be a rapist without being a hypocrite? Because if you're not a hypocrite, you're like, I just like rape. That's what I like. You just say it out loud. You can't really be a rapist. You can't really be a." And they go, well, the worst part's not being a hypocrite. The worst part is the anal rape. That's the worst part. Then wait.
Senior Roby Schroeder has a comment.
Okay.
He says, "Cue children screaming. We don't have screaming children here at the orphanage.
They're screaming in pleasure. The
orphanage
screaming
for unaborted orphanage children of Texas.
Of children. Don't
of
forget
children.
Don't
Yes.
forget.
It's our
Yay.
in-house studio children.
No. Let's do one for Robbie. 1, 2, 3. Robbie Schrader.
That's him getting spanked.
There's your screaming children. You fuck.
That's Robbie getting spanked.
Yeah, he is.
See you tonight, big boy. Ow! That's a Robbie Schroeder special right there.
Yeah, that was a screaming dock worker.
Perfect time for our next sponsor. Do you like filthy, dirty sex? Call your mother.
I like it sometimes.
Did you catch it? That was a good on the fly.
Yeah.
Do you like filthy? What we got a sponsor? You like filthy?
Do you like
dirty,
assless
filthy,
chaps?
dirty, disgusting, rancid, sex? Call your mother.
Can't get enough.
Like,
Can't get enough of it.
That'd be good, right? I'm good at this. If I was a host, I'd be better than Jimmy. Not
Who's
Stuart,
Jimmy?
obviously. Fallon.
Huh?
I'd be better than Fallon, is what I'm saying. With what I just did right there alone.
A lot of times you make claims that aren't necessarily true, but I do believe you would be better than Jimmy Fallon. Yes.
Just what I just did just now on the fly, comfortable.
You'd pound
right
those
now.
cards. What you're doing with that card right there? If you had a desk and you're like, "Hey, our next guest."
Yeah, I need to get a bunch of them, but yeah, that's how you do it.
You go,
Like
"My
a
next guest," and then you go, "It's I don't know who's your next guest. I forgot who it was.
In this, just make up a random celebrity. How about Tina Fey?
Bradley Cooper.
Sure, Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, and then play
Tina
the
Fey.
children. Our next guest, star of stage and film, and let me interrupt it with my voice. I'm the sidekick guy.
What?
Oh, and like your Andy Richter.
Well, Am I supposed to berate you now, real quick, because then you're failing at doing the host's job, and that's why you gotta stay in your lane, that type of thing? Because I can do that rapport back and forth.
Although
I just don't want you to start
Conan
feeling
is,
bad because I'm literally being a jokester.
although Conan is very nice to Andy Richter, he very rarely berates him at all.
No, he still playfully commands the scene. They play off that.
Yeah, it's true.
They do. They literally play off that. Some of the funnier moments, like back and forth, where Andy will just say something extra, and Conan will be like, "Whoa, hey, last time I checked, whose name's on there, Mister?"
Right, yeah.
They have fun. Like, I love that Andy's back with him, but they're done now. But the original, you know what I'm talking about? The OG.
Yeah.
Original Late Show with Conan O'Brien.
You know what I need to do is eat.
But now that's Seth Meyers.
You know what'd be good right now is a cheeseburger.
Dude, I was just saying no. That was
I want to
on
get
the
a
fly.
cheeseburger.
That sponsor. That was fire.
It was.
Yeah,
It
you
was
like
good.
dirty, filthy sex? Call your mom.
I'm like Andy
I should do that
Richter.
on stage.
I'm
That
like
might be a
Andy
good
Richter
bit.
while the host is being funny. I'm just like, what kind of cheeseburger could I get? Get like
That's not what I mean. They maybe in a thought bubble for an off-brand joke, but
that's what I'm
I
thinking
was,
right now. A cheeseburger with some cheese on it.
I was saying that this is a bit I could transfer to stage.
Definitely, I agree with you 100%.
A
Anyway, I'd like to
random-ass
put some.
sponsor in the middle of my shit, but it's stuff like I just did, where it's
I'd like to put a
do you
pickle
like
on my
dirty,
burger.
fucking filthy sick? Call your mom like that. That's good. I'm gonna
Yeah.
try that. I'm gonna try that tonight.
Do you think I should put pickle on my burger? I think I should.
Yeah.
Let's see what the kids say.
I got a nickel. I got a pickle. I got a pickle. Hey.
I got some good
hey.
pickles, man. They're good.
Oh, tay, Casey. I think a fitta. Oh, tay.
You ever eat a cheeseburger while you're in the bathtub? Do you have a bathtub where you're at? Shoot me in the face.
Tonight in SNL Studios, we are sad to report that outside of our studios earlier today, there was a mass shooting of buckwheat.
I always knew that you'd finally resort to murder at some point.
I said, how's it going with everybody? Okay. With the fluffed out apple.
Hey, we did it. We made it after an hour. We did an hour.
Hey, you know, I'm Gumby. I'm going to tell you this.
We did an hour of fire.
Mr.
Fire comedy.
Robinson's Neighborhood. I'm just saying, I could do the Eddie Murphy thing. Revitalize.
We did an hour of fire, man. I like it, man. We did it.
You never finished introducing Bradley Cooper. You just kind of crapped out on
Fuck
that.
Bradley Cooper. That's why. I don't give a fuck about Bradley Cooper. He's no John Hamm. You know
and that's why I'm the host. So tonight's
Sorry,
show,
I love
we got
Bradley
a great
Cooper.
lineup, folks. We got
I forgot I'm contractually obligated to like Bradley Cooper. I broke my contract.
Oh, it's more specific than that. Satan requires you to like every and all of his worshipers. It's most certainly a part of the contract we force you to sign in blood. If you don't remember, that's probably because you took some of our other late night sponsor. The pills that make you forget.
Fentanyl, brought to you by Dave's Fentanyl.
How are you not dead yet? Fentanyl.
Exactly. I'm in a jug of fentanyldehyde. Fentanyldehyde.
Are you jealous of people with leukemia? Have you always wondered what it's like to be on heavy doses of fentanyl? Well, now you can. Fentanyl. If you want to pretend to be a leukemic.
Fucking Tim Dillon ain't shit. This guy right here. This guy's 8 Tim Dillons right here.
Hey, I'm more of a fan of the late night.
Right, and Tim Dillon looks like he ate several Tim Dillons because he's fat.
Well, I like the person that goes up after Tim Dillon. Actually, her name is Kim Stilton. Kimberly Stillen. That's her name. It's just Tim Dillon with a wig, FYI.
I feel like
and
this
a little
show
bit
was
of mascara.
I feel like this show was excellent. I really had a good time.
Oh, I never finished. So the punchline was going to be that there's certain parts of San Diego I avoid because of all the unprotected sex I had at ASU.
Ah!
And then if people didn't quite understand it, I would
If
say
I had some water in
understand.
my mouth, I would spit it out right now.
It's semi-local humor because all the girls
Do you have any closing
from
words
San
you'd like to
Diego,
add? Do you have any
yes, all
closing words?
the girls from San Diego go to ASU to pretend like they're going away.
Do you have
from
any
home.
closing words you'd like to say before we sign off?
That was not me who crashed your Lexus, sir, and I don't know where your keys went. Oh, Casey's phone was dying, for those at home that didn't know what was going on. I'm probably gonna do I do this bit tonight. I'll let everyone know how it goes. This is the time when it's just solo me again. Oh wait, look at that.
And we're back.
Just so people know, that was actually me. I just called myself up by accident. Now I leave officially. Ain't no way. What's it say? Cute children. Yeah, they're cheering children. That's correct. The cheering children of the imaginary orphanage. No, the Foster Care Association for Imaginary Unaborted Orphans of Texas. But then I realized, okay, so technically an orphan, it means the parents are dead, but most likely in this circumstance the parents aren't necessarily dead, but ultimately the children are all ideally imaginary but more practically exist, courtesy of the anti-abortion law instated in Texas state. Gee, that's a lot of weird wording patterns. Instated in Texas state is already very much to say, but at the same time, a good practice for any immigrant. They have to learn how to appropriately appropriate English language. That actually might have humor in its own. We should probably consider writing that one down. Too bad we don't have Casey to collaborate and let us know if it's any good. But it probably is. Talking about how immigrants should appropriate the American language better. Like, I thought of a way that appropriation is a good thing, and I wish that more people would appropriate. Stay with me here. I'm talking about foreigners. I don't mind if you want 100% in your own language, but I do mind what I'm saying if you try and speak to my in American English. Your accent is too thick for it to become American English audibly. I feel like that's one that should get written down right there, folks. For tonight, maybe. For tomorrow, definitely. Appropriate Asian of American English. I know that language is technically not culture, but these days the lines are not even existent. The sand has been all sprawled out, and the child of God or children of God is all collective. What was I getting at? Oh yeah, so let's see. I am pretty far behind on my goals from what I was discussing earlier. So, previous streams, I was saying that my goals was to hit a certain amount of mics. I think I said ultimately it was going to be 60 total, and I've had one, and that's not enough nearly. But in my defense, there is no defense. It's 2:22 affirmation time. My official affirmations in this moment. Now, most would always already know. I mean, it's not like a birthday wish. I can tell people what I'm affirming about. It's usually, and it's kind of constantly changing. Like women are nowhere in it anymore. Just threw them out. No issue. Just sometimes it takes a lot more energy to manifest certain things, and therefore you got to kind of sort the space because you only get so much muju, I figure, for the manifestation the way it works, you know? I mean, it makes practical sense to me, so I might as well write that one down, put it in the journal, you know? Pull a Bukowski or something, throw it on the typewriter real quick, send it into the Times or something. But what was I saying? Is specifically, I don't remember now. Yoga, math science. This is why it helps to have a co-partner. Or also my head's somewhere else. I need more caffeine. Cleaning this place out. Oh, that's what I was saying. So I haven't even hit 60. Like 60 is literally I need to hit 60 was my goals. But also I'm still sitting at a clean 125. I'm ish 124 ish. So I need to pack on the pounds big time. I need to get up to 150 was the goal by the end of the month. Fat is fine as long as it's within portions to turn into muscle the next month or whatever. But my knee's been weird, and that's all. It's weird. Knee's been real weird. But the good news is that whatever, I stomach through it. The bad news is just like, all right, I can't be doing my long walks home no more, so I got to plan everything around that. The good news is that I'm starting to have another job as a cleaner type of thing, so that's good, and it's going to pay more, which is good. Go toward rent. That's nice. Bad news? No real bad news. What is bad news? The doctor, I already talked about that earlier. And then, oh yeah, the comedy thing. I wrote it down though. So I go to the same thing I did last week, this week. Though tonight I might have people coming out, including my buddy, Ryan O'Toole. Pretty funny dude. Ryan O'Toole's a New York guy. Well, Boston, New York type of atmosphere. But he living in New York mostly. I think he wants to move out here more. Something. He's figuring it out, I think, as he goes. But he's been out here second time now. And he might come out tonight. He's a fun guy, though. I'd say he's a very distant cousin, most likely, but the O'Tooles would be. But then again, ultimately, all Ireland and Scotland. Collectively, also Wales. Wales was just the first to bow. Take a knee. How would you put it? I'm not sure. But the Welsh definitely, would have come to England, is what I'm saying. And the dynasty, what's left of it. Strong genetics. Yes. But I think that I'll bring that tap shit. Here's the thing. That technically needs a desk for a prop. You'd have to get on your knees to use the stool. You couldn't use the mic stand. There's probably a workaround in some way to get that similar effect. But realistically, it's something you need for on a desk to do like that. But I will figure something out. I think there's a chance I might already have something thinking in my head. I think I might just wear the suit jacket tonight, and then with in the suit jacket, there's the section for the handkerchief. I could put the card in there and draw the card out. And be like, it reminds me, sponsor, da-da-da-da-da, boom. One and done. And then I'll slowly move that in. I'll figure out more of them, whatever works on the show probably, and put that into the set, and then keep working at it as a bit. And then we'll see what happens. Shit. Whatever gets Lauren there faster. Oh, that's what I was talking about. The manifestations. You can only do so many. You have to simplify. I feel so. Women went out the window, but always at the forefront, at the very, very top of, like, always and forever for years and years and years and years now. Every time I've seen the repeated numbers, especially that the first and always, it's like essentially it's a collaborative effect. But I feel like having Lorne Michaels' personal number is draining an awful lot of source for the manifestation powers, and it's probably way beyond capacity without help. And I have enough hindrances to really concern myself and recognize that I don't have any help on this level. So eliminate Lauren's number, then what do you still have? Because ultimately the goal is to get an audition. Realistically, it's also to have a job writing and performing. I'm willing at this point to become a writer for a year and then be a performer, so long as ultimately my goal mainly would be to be a performer at least one season long where Lauren is still top dog, because he's rumored to and most likely to retire at season 50, capping off. And just to give people a point reference, we're currently on season 47, I want to say. We're leading into season 48. So the clock is ticking, folks. It's literally 2 years minimums, even then, but realistically. So it's more right now, it's just an overall blurb of Lauren smiling and me getting to have that. And then the secondary to that, I threw in a light spice, and this is what I do. And like, it's not a birthday wish. I can tell people what I did, but it was that tonight's set would go well. And it was nothing more, nothing less, just that it would go off well. All these jokes and concepts that we just discussed. And if I was feeling giving, let's say, I might have switched that out for that Casey would have a good one. But I ultimately would hope that Casey would, but he can manifest on his own time. And that's just the rundown. What else can I say? It's good to have old Robbie Schroeder. Feel free. I gotta put a little thing. In post-mortem. I'll slink it in. You can follow Robbie Schroeder. God knows he needs followers on his switchboard conglomerate. But Robbie Schroeder YouTube will get you a linker. We'll plop that down. That way you can click on that bitch and it'll take you to Robbie's page. And feel free to give him a look-see. I'm not gonna tell nobody to subscribe, but I'm gonna say he definitely looks sad without more subscribers. But, you know, I only have 35 at the moment. Speaking of which, if you're a first-time viewer and you're enjoying yourself, make sure you click subscribe and then follow accordingly. If you push the bell, it will notify you more effectively, at least until Mama gets mad, and then Susan will come down hard with the cam and hammer. And that's fine. You know, good for her. She got the hammer now. If you're not familiar, the hammer's female and so is Thor, so that's all I'm referencing there. But Comic-Con, enjoy. At this point, I would feel like throwing in a few more, but seeing as I don't really necessarily have viewers or listeners at this moment in time, I'd like to say so long, farewell, Aviters, and adieu. Until next time. I gotta go get more coffee mainly, and then work on cleaning the space out here. What you can't see, everything down below is disgustingly messy. Not disgusting, but incredibly messy. Yeah. So long, farewell, Avidas, and goodbye. It's been so fun, but now I must say goodnight. Oh yeah, let's see how well this works.
Fake IDs.
Never mind. Well, actually, I'll just do the other ones, but
So bang bang, skeet skeet, nigga.
Money is mine. I have the money. The money is mine. I got it.
I love that.
Fake IDs.
Peace and love. All the good stuff.